Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back, runners. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. And as you can see, we are back. Took a few days off, and just to recap all these days, we had taper week last week. We had the half marathon this past weekend. Took a rest day yesterday, and now we are back into not training, but just slowly getting the body back into it. As far as how the body feels great. Not sore at all, maybe still slightly fatigued, but that's okay. Nothing nutrition and sleep can't fix. But yeah, otherwise feel great. We have a very foggy day. We have this week is going to be very rainy this week, and so yeah, but I wanted to do a little bit of a post-race recap. So half marathon this past weekend. So far this year, excuse me, we ran 2 half marathons. And this one here, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really did want a faster time. I really wanted to PR my half marathon time. It really wasn't my day. It wasn't meant for it. 2 hours, so flat. So it was still a really good run, really exciting run. But the cool thing about it is, as my running journey has evolved, I'm starting to learn that the time on the clock doesn't dictate if I'm having a good day or a good run or a good race. And it used to, right? I can't tell you how many times that digital clock has ruined my race day experience. Because it wasn't the time that I wanted. I had a preset time ahead, and it wasn't the time that I wanted, and all that stuff. And so, as my running journey has evolved, I've learned that that's not really what's important to me. What's important to me is going out there, seeing the places around me that I don't get to see. I get to experience at my own 2 feet, and I think that's the coolest thing for me, is just being out there with a whole bunch of people running. I got to talk to some amazing people, and you know, even while we were running, being able to, I was really high up there in you know, the out of breath and everything, and just having someone talk to me and bring me back down was just really, really fun. That's why the running community is awesome. And I stress this a lot in all my videos. There are some runners who, you know, pace, speed, and time is what they're working on, and that's fine. Like, there's days where I go out there and I really want to hit a certain time, I really want to hit a certain speed, and there's no problem with that. But as my running journey has evolved, I'm learning that I just care more about being out here, and I care more about covering distance, and I care more about how much time I'm out here exploring and seeing different things. So that's what my running journey has evolved into. And yeah, are there going to be days where I'm going to try to go for a PR? Sure. Is it going to be every single time I sign up for a race? No. I think these last 2 half marathons, I try to go for a PR, and I've learned a lot in that. Like, New York City half marathon was my best race as a pacing race. This race was a great race as a community race. So I'm learning a lot. Still learning. That's the best thing about this journey, is you're always still learning. But nevertheless, back at it. Only 4 miles today, so I thought it'd be a great day to test out the Altra FWD VIA. So I have been expanding my shoe collection to a much lower drop shoe. As you guys have probably seen in the short, I am trying to transition to a lower drop shoe, and I'm super excited to try these ones out. Figured a 4-mile run would be great. But as I've been, you know, making this change over, I've noticed something, especially with the toe socks and the barefoot shoes and all that. My toes have really splayed out a little bit more. So shoes like Nike and Puma, they kind of feel a little snug for me. So Altra, just like Topo, has a wider toe box, and this shoe is for their long run, so it's a much more plush feeling shoe. Has a padded tongue, a really nice heel collar. I wore it yesterday for just a quick little walk around, and it felt good. I can't wait to get some miles in it. So yeah, that wider toe box is pretty much what I'm really looking for right now. Mountain Coast has it. Mountain Coast isn't as wide as the Topo or the Ultra, but they still have a wide toe box. So so the FWD VIA, yes, that's what we are rocking out today. What is this? That's just the way the shoe is made. Oh yeah. So yeah, so this is Ultra's max stack long run cruiser. I also got the Experience Flow, which I do want to give it a try. But I figured might as well give these a try first. I like the one thing that I like about Ultras is they give you so much length in the laces, man. You could do a runner's knot if you need to. You could heel lock it down. I'm gonna start without a runner's knot on these two shoes. If I need a runner's knot, I could always do it. But this is a sweet like white to navy blue colorway. And eventually, like I said, I want to get my shoe game down to like being in a lower drop shoe. So we're gonna try it. Figure it'd be a good way to start it in these like in the weeks that have fewer miles in them. Already got some mud on this white upper by the toes, which I expected that because it's not raining, but the ground is very, very wet. Hold on here. One lace is longer than the other and it's throwing me off. So I don't have time. I don't want to waste this time relacing it. So we're just going to have to tie it and stick the lace on the inside here. Actually, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. So we're all laced up. I'm going to do a quick warm up. And then as we're running through this run today, I figured obviously we'll talk a little bit about the shoe. Trying something out new today as well. So you guys know that I have been running with the Salomon Labs vest. Today we are running with, I had this Salomon vest for, I want to say maybe a year and a half, and I don't really run with it often, but I want to try to get used to having it. Number one, maybe better to hold the camera, and it's also getting a little bit warmer and humid, so having my hydration in there. So we're rocking the Active Skin 8, Salomon Active Skin 8. So I wore this for a few runs, and especially because I'm considering signing up for some trail runs, and I think it'd be fun to just get used to it, get used to having a little bit on me. So we're gonna get out there, and then maybe one video I want to do a difference between the belt and the vest and which one I like more, which is why I've ran a few runs in the belt and I want to run a few runs in the vest to see how that works out. So let's head out there. Let's go, y'all. Let's get some on. All right, runners, just over a mile and a half in. I'm not gonna lie, the body's feeling fatigued, but we're still pushing through. Nice, slow, easy pace. As far as the early first reactions in the Forward Vista VIA, they feel good. They feel bouncy, but also they really feel like close to what the Super Blast 2 feel like for me. They have that sense of compression, but they're not as like bouncy as the Puma Mad Max. And for this to be in like Ultra's max cushion category, which compared to what max cushion are these days, these are pretty tall. I don't remember the stat cut. I'll fill up everything in the stats here. I gotta get better at doing that, but yeah, this is, I know it's a 4 mil drop and you can feel that big difference, but yeah, it's the shoes feel great. So we're gonna get some views of the shoe, but just a heads up, I am running with the shorter selfie stick today, so it might be slightly different angles, but so far half a mile, over half a mile in, and the shoe's feeling great. Body's feeling a little fatigued, but I like having that wide toe box, just that huge platform that I know I can land and not feel unstable. Super, super important. All right, headphones are in, but music is barely playing. Let's keep running. Let's go, let's go. So you all know, in case you are wondering, I do get the cupping therapy to my calf. So if you see like circle marks, it is because the cupping therapy. So figured I would explain it. Did not happen during running. You know, I was one who was not a big fan of cupping when it first got done to me, because it was with a patella tendon overuse injury, and they were really hitting my kind of like quad where it connects to the knee, and it was not the most pleasant experience. But on the calf muscle, I feel like cupping really does help me. So at least like once, twice a month, specifically after a race, I'll get my like cupping done to my calf. So that's why those circle marks are there. All right, keeping the effort light, and 1 mile, 1/4 mile in, feeling good. Let's go. All right, runners, just over halfway. Still feeling good. I could definitely feel a bit more, you know, calf fatigue. Maybe because it was after the race. Who knows? Maybe it's the low drop. But yeah, nevertheless, I do want to get used to a lower drop, just to really switch the load up. So lower drop shoes will put a little bit more work load towards the Achilles and calf area, whereas a higher drop shoe will shift that load away from the Achilles and calf area. But I definitely wouldn't want to make this kind of switch for a while, but every time I wanted to, it was just like qualifying for New York City Marathon. Didn't want to mess with footwear. So now that we got like a month before our training actually begins, I figured it'd be a nice idea to start that conversion over. But it also could just be that between the cupping therapy and the tissue massage work that I got yesterday at PT, that the calf could just be a little more sore. But nevertheless, we're rocking at 187 cadence. That's my average right now. Power, about 270. I think 268 is my average, which is incredibly low. I never actually ever been that low. And heart rate in that zone too. So this is up in the textbook of running, my personal textbook of running, a run that I do want to try to get more of done. So besides the weather being a bit foggy, otherwise it's a beautiful day. All right, let's finish it up. Come on. Yo, what is going on, runners? 4 miles done, easy recovery pace. I was actually gonna do the recap while I was walking back to the car, but the rain started coming down like a lot, so I just wanted to get in the car. 4 miles, you know, after a rest day, I felt pretty like stiff going into the run, but as the run started developing, it started to get easier and easier. Not easier and easier, I gotta stop using that word. It started getting more like the body started loosening up, the mind started getting into it, and it felt good. Specifically, I want to say around mile 2 is when it started to feel really good. the first like mile and a half was torturous. But nevertheless, let's talk about what we are running in today. It is soaked, by the way. The Altra FWD VIA. This was a really nice shoe towards the end of the run. So let me explain. I feel like this foam is a foam that, like I said in the video, reminds me very much of the Super Blast 2, where I feel it needs a little bit of break-in for running. So when I started running in it, it felt very stiff. It felt very like firm. But as I started getting some steps in there and started picking up the miles in the shoe, it really came alive. The rocker of this shoe, and it's a very slight rocker, but just that rocker motion really put me in a forward stance. It was really easy to get a higher cadence. And now I noticed it. I'm not gonna say it's gonna work for everyone. I already have like the cadence in that 180, 140, usually on average. My average cadence today was 187. So definitely made me get a little bit quicker feet. The foam, definitely, like I said, needed some time to break in. I've been wearing the Forward Experience Flow, and that foam was compressive out of the box. And I know they made the version 2 of it that just dropped a few days ago. I got the previous version because I just didn't want to wait. And I know version 2 has a different foam. Maybe I'll go like see if a running store has it in a few months to see how it feels. But this foam, which is their Ego Flow, definitely needed a little bit of time to break in. It was a bit firm and started to get a little bit nicer as I picked up the miles in it. So yeah, all in all, if you guys have never tried a shoe with a wide toe box, try it. And the difference is most companies will make a wide shoe, which is great, but it's wide pretty much from the midfoot up. Altra and Topo, what they do is they make a wide toe box, or I should say a roomy toe box, but kind of a roomy to average size midfoot and heel. So I personally really like this shoe. I don't have my toes hitting the corner. I could tell you, like last week, I was wearing the Brooks Ghost 15 to work, and my toes felt very crammed in there. So if you have never tried a wide toe box shoe, I would definitely say get it. But going back to the shoe, it was raining today. The grip felt great. Definitely love that wider forefoot platform. Just feels so stable. I was going over some unpaved roads and the shoe just felt very stable, which I would never be able to feel that in other shoes that have a skinnier toe box. So being able to have that stability, and it's not a stability shoe, but just being able to have stability on the ground really felt great. Once I stopped overthinking the 4 mil drop, because I was really worried about that, once I stopped thinking about it and I just started getting into my stride and my rhythm and my cadence, the shoe felt great. So I'm not gonna, you know, I do feel like it was a bit firm and it loosened and it softened up as the run went on, but it could have just been me in my mind. Again, I had the cupping therapy just done yesterday, so calves are a little, you know, achy from that, like healing from that. So I want to definitely get some more miles in some Altra shoes and some Topo shoes that I have, because I just personally am really focusing in on that experience of running, and I feel like these shoes, these companies give me the experience of running that I want to experience. Picked up the pace. My average pace today was, what was it, 10 minutes, but some I did at like a 9:40 and the shoe felt great, and definitely wanted to keep it easy and light today, which I did, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, y'all, quick little first impression of the shoe. I like it. I mean, definitely not going to be your speed work shoe, but if you are looking for a nice roomy toe box and a really good rocker, this is going to be it. And so much cushioning, a lot of cushioning on the heel, and kind of got like a soft little, this little heel tab didn't do anything for me, by the way. I tried using it to put my shoe on. I felt awkward using it. Tongue is very plush. Laces super long to do a runner's knot in, which I was actually considering it to do, but I didn't need it. All in all, got some pretty high sidewalls, so didn't really have much moving around with the heel. The insert everything was just it's a very plush feeling, but I feel like you have to break it in. Now some runners may not need to break it in, I needed to break it in. But definitely, you know, I'm a fan of Altra, of Topo, Mount to Coast, and I feel like it took me some time, and I'm starting to narrow down these shoe companies that I like. And yeah, it was just a really enjoyable run, just to be out there, even though it started to rain, just to be out there, get some miles in, just felt really good. I would pick up the Solomon pack, but it is soaked right now. But felt really good being able to put the GoPro in there, having my hydration. Even though, yes, it was a short run, it just felt really good having that all on there and on my person. And I haven't, I used to train for New York City Marathon. I did do most of my summer running with that pack. So I'm familiar with it, but I recently switched to the belt, and I realized I just kind of wanted to try the pack again. So I'll be doing like kind of a video where the differences between the belt and the pack, and obviously, yes, space is a big difference, but just how it feels for me and how I'm running. I think it's very important to let you all know that, especially if you are considering running with either a belt or a pack, which I do recommend one or the other. Yeah, this is a really enjoyable run. Nothing like it was one of those like, just get out there, do a training run type of run, and it just felt really good. I had no towel to dry myself off, so I used the t-shirt. It just felt really good to be out there and get some miles in. I brought a rain jacket with me, believe it or not. It was actually in the vest, and I was just, by the time I went to go put it on, I was already soaked, so I figured, all right, might as well just finish it off. But yeah, y'all, that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting. Everything, it means a lot to me. And now we're just going to be doing some training videos, training vlogs, talking about some gear. And that's it. Hope you all enjoy. Till the next run. Peace.